LAN in London later this month. I'm Helium, with me, Metuz.
Hey, hopefully I'll see you there. That's the dream.
Hopefully.
That's the plan.
It's in your home country, so
it is.
You
It's
can't
the
make
side
it.
of England though. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, hopefully. Here we go. Though. Dignitas on the T side. Of course, their choice to map. So as per usual on CEVO, FlipSid get the choice. And it'll be Dignitas who chime in with the first two frags. Both headshots from the Glocks. Beautiful start for them. But FlipSid have an incendiary to flashbang, so they could conceivably go for the retake. But the fact that Config completely best Markov, we just wasn't expecting him to be in the backward position on mid, means this round is very quickly wrapping up nicely for Dignitas, who lose 0 players. Pretty phenomenal start for them. 3 kills for MSL.
yeah, what a weird way to end that round. Just everyone fighting through the little vent room and window. MSL getting 2 people through it. I guess everyone, the CTs maybe thought it was their best chance to get some free frags on the terrace, but Dignitas were having none of it. MSL hitting his shots. He finds a triple kill there on the first round, and it's up to FlipSid, who will go for basically all deagles. And you've got Shara with the 5/7 in armor. Bondic went for armor as well, so a little more expensive. Blade, well, getting some damage in, taking some in return, and backing off, still staying alive on critical HP.
Well, yeah, I guess the win will take him down at this point, but fortunate for him, Dignitas have mainly put their utility into smokes as opposed to HEs, as is normally the case if you get a pretty solid AK buy-up. Only the one SMG from Tensky, which is interesting, but that is going to go to work, go to task on Shara, which will leave FlipSid now in a pretty horrendous position as they're falling like a bunch of dominoes. Bondic and Blade, last 2 remaining FlipSid members, both on 8. And there may even be half a call here just to save these deagles, give them that one-tap potential through into round 3, because there's absolutely no hope of them retaking this site now.
Yeah, completely agree with that. But you can see Dignitas, they just stormed out into lower middle this round. They took control of that. That pushed Blade back, who is now, he took the damage early from MSL, and Config there will kill him. And there's nothing they could do. And then when Tensky got his kill on the long B halls, they took that mid control and worked it right over into B where the bomb is planted now. Bondic, the last one up, with the deagle in armor, trying to save. Ooh. Hiding out there on the divan. He will find a frag onto MSL. And Tensky, 600 bucks. That's all he wants. Oh no, he's gonna settle for 300 with the 5/7. 2-0 for Dignitas.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of situations there where Bondic may have had half a mind to actually just let that player go past. I know it sounds really strange, and in the heat of the moment, you just want to get that frag for yourself, but I feel if he lets the player go past there, they assume the pass has been checked, and there's a higher chance that he manages to save the deagle and the Kevlar, but as soon as he lands the frag, of course he's going to get retaliated on for the rest of Dig. It's pretty much heads you win, tails I lose mentality, but still, they could have had a deagle coming through into this round potentially. That being said, on FlipSid now, only with 2 flashbangs. And absolutely nothing else. This would be Lambs to the sword.
Beautiful.
They actually push out onto MSL, and those pop flashes work a treat. 2 kills come through. Markolov now with the USP headshot, and they do have the MAC-10 in the hands of World Edit, but he's now the last remaining player. And well, there's not too much you can do there. Rubino picks himself up 4 kills in that round. Dignitas swiftly moved to a 3-0.
Yeah, and even though FlipSid just have USPs on that round, it shows you what a little bit of teamwork and a flash will do, right? 1 flash out into middle, if 4 people peek out, they end up coming away with 2 kills with just USPs. Better than they had done on any round previous. And now we get into the first rifle. Op going to come out on World Edit. We already talked about earlier in the pregame how he's certainly the player to watch. I don't think that's any surprise to anyone who follows Counter-Strike as he picks up the Op here in the first rifle round.
Yeah, for me, he's one of the most underrated AWPers in the world. I think he is a fantastic player. But again, he's a bit inconsistent, a bit hit or miss, especially on maps like Mirage. So what can he get done? The fact is, if his team crumble on a site and get absolutely nothing in return, there's really very little you can do with that AWP. As you can see, he's been smoked off from jungle, so he has to traverse through onto the CT side. There's a smoke there as well for him. And he's just got absolutely no hope here. So, you know, we're being at World Edit, but if his team crumble around him, well, there's only so much you can do from his perspective.
Yeah, run and hide right now. Shara will fall, so it's just World Edit, and he'll miss the shot. Rubino, they didn't even use much utility to get out of Palace. Rubino just hit his shots. He finds a double kill entry, and then actually does end up getting that last and final frag onto World Edit. No op is saved. Rubino is 8-0 right now. As we move into round 5, FlipSid will go for some upgraded pistols.
Well, we're starting to see why Dignitas are such monsters on Mirage. It's this and Cobblestone that really are their go-to maps. Well, this T aggression has been pretty much perfection so far. As you say, upgraded pistols for FlipSid, but we still have some round 2 as well. They did really absolutely nothing with that one. Can they go one better this time? Bonding did get the drop for a couple seconds, but just a P250, the strength in numbers, and it's Kirby that puts the final nail in the coffin for him. Bomb will get planted here. Blade on the wrong side of the staircase as the smoke is in his face. And well, this is looking like a very brisk 5-0 for Dignitas. I can't really see FlipSid getting anything done from here.
We'll get a little bit chaotic over here at stairs. That'll mean MSL to fall. Tensky working on cleaning up the rest of it. He'll jump off, spots one down there. And now they're going to see them both. Config moving around at the top of mid. By the island, as I like to call it, he'll get a double. And yeah, quick 5-0, or brisk, as you put it.
They did lose a couple of players, but you can see their bank balance is booming. They've just won 5 rounds. They haven't lost too many players in their journey here. And sticking with the AKs as opposed to going for the AWP. And they've had this very fast, almost blitzkrieg mentality of just exploding into sight. So why the hell would you go for an AWP? It's been working a charm so far for them. Well, then it's going to go for his second consecutive AWP as well. And this time opting to go for ramp and then connection instead. But there's a Molotov there, so...
Ooh, the fire doesn't really stay on the high ground, so he's able to get off onto this ledge.
I was so confused.
Yeah, that was weird. Fire was there, but then he gets this opportunity, a spot that Dignitas might think is clear because they mollied it, and then he just whiffs that shot. I mean, honestly, it looked like it hit, and then Markelov coming off the catwalk finds 2 kills and is able to get away with his vanilla M4A1S.
And that's the thing as well. I thought that could bait Dignitas into getting picked off, because if that Molotov lands in, you're like, okay, boys, there's no way the AWP is there. Then it just somehow subsides, and well, then it misses. So them bigging him up, it was actually the work from Markelov out on short that wrecked Dignitas into this round, but they've still got themselves Rubino, who has been on form, and Kirby, who's always a problem to contend with, but there's Will at it close range. He'll bag himself the kill, and Rubino falls down afterwards, so finally FlipSid get themselves on the board. They have reset their round loss bonus, though. They're going to have to keep going forward here.
Everyone that got a kill on FlipSid lived, so the fact that Blade died was his own fault. I guess. Why not? 006 right now, so he is one of the secret agents. Blade needs to be careful. As
is it 006 who was in GoldenEye?
Yes,
right.
He was.
So you got Sean Bean then?
Yeah,
Blade is currently Sean Bean in it up.
Yeah, they were at the little like power plant or like dam or whatever at the beginning, yeah.
Blast from the past right there.
Plants all the mines on like the tanks. Pulls it up. What a satisfying button to press, right? The little remote mine detonator. Oh man,
Ooh,
I wish that game stand at the test of time a bit better, but the controls are so ridiculous. As MSL here on the catwalk, but it's Markelov with 2 from B. Shara as well inside the site finds 2, and then World Edit making his way over with the op. He'll shoot Rubino as he tries to drop off of the apartments.
Yeah, decent little setup there. Shara did miss his opportunity, but to be fair to him, he was flashbang in the face, so couldn't really see anything. He was just hoping for the best, and did bide his time, wait for the rest of his team to get into positions. I think Dignitas now, because of that huge bank balance, with a couple of players and 10,000, they can afford this buy and potentially a half buy into the next round, so they're starting to get that round loss bonus into themselves. So there's no easy rounds here for FlipSid, but this is their way to stabilize themselves as well, which is exactly what they were looking for. Because at 5-0 down on CT side, you're on that brink of collapse. You know, you just lose a couple more rounds and you're absolutely boned. So let's see if they can keep this going.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Dignitas, their money getting up to $12,000 in hand earlier on, and the money has not quite depleted itself, and with 2 rounds, and if they lose here, it'll be 3-round bonus. They might just be able to buy. Like, they had so much money they could continuously buy on a loss until they get to max bonus, and they can just keep buying because they have max bonus. That is how the beauty of the T side, I suppose. But maybe they won't lose. Kirby out in middle finds a quick headshot onto Markelov. Blade, the secret agent man, and he has the Agent 007. Like, this is just a dream come true right now.
Yeah, in any circumstance other than this, it certainly would be. When you're playing to get to LAN finals, you're expecting likes of Blade to pull out a little more stops than this, and he could go one worse here. But there we go, he's got his first kill. Maybe this is his moment to start stepping things up. The issue is, though, the FlipSid in a 1 versus 3 now, as Bondit comes through from jungle. Drops config and then falls down himself. So FlipSid's resurgence has been momentarily derailed, and that'll give Dignitas some much needed funds as well, so they get this full buy once again. Will Edit, by the way, I just like to highlight, Will Edit has not been having a great game so far.
Yeah, we've seen him miss some pretty, well, for him, a player of his caliber, some pretty easy shots.
Yeah. As we highlighted, man, he's one of the guys that you need to step up if FlipSid have a chance in this game. So that needs to change really quick.
Well, he's got this aggressive angle here into Palace, but he's expecting someone far, maybe not close. He will be able to react to Rubino. Fire's going to go down. MSL will charge through. Kirby backed off, so Dignitas maybe not quite on the same page as they work out here trying to take control of this A site. They got one at jungle. That's Blade. He'll peek out the smoke and he'll go down. One on default box and Bondic under porch. He'll fall to config. World edit in the site. Going to miss the head of MSL and get his head knocked off in return. Dignitas with 3. It's just Shara and Markelov up for FlipSid right now. And there's Markelov. He'll drop the bomb. Looks like they were trying to plant in front of Triple in Wedge. And that won't work out. Config making noise and Shara able to react accordingly, dropping the bomb once more. And as every terrorist dies, they keep throwing that bomb further and further away from the site. Here's Kirby from window into the 1 versus 1 right now. Shara knows where that bomb is. He's expecting connector if Kirby comes out of jungle, or just picks up the bomb and moves off into the unknown. We've got ourselves... Oh, he misses the jump. Launders would be disappointed.
Thing is, though, that could get in the drop onto Shara. If he lands that drop, you can see Shara was looking into short, so that could have actually ended up costing him his life. It's one of those moments when the dirt moment may actually pay out for you. The CS gods shining on Kirby. And our FlipSid, their economy is broke. They are going to be into an eco. So I said before, like 5-0 down, you're looking for FlipSid to start bouncing back. Well, it looks like they slipped back down again. This is looking pretty worrying from FlipSid's perspective.
Yeah, I thought they were going to bounce back and then didn't quite bounce high enough. And here they are on USPs, P250s, and 1 Deagle there for Markelov. No flash this time. World Edit's going with a knife, apparently. What was that about? He just threw his USP on the floor.
Just hates it.
Bondic going to get checked out. Kirby just hitting everything, working in. MSL, a little bit of love taps onto his teammate. Actually, I think he killed Markelov through his teammate with the headshot. Kirby finds a 3rd, MSL a 2nd.
Easy pickings for Dignitas. Here comes a buy. It's not going to be great, though. And we've seen that World Edit has constantly wanted to shift towards that AWP, but this time it's only going to be the M4 instead. No defuse kits either, and Dignitas have had a lot of success with getting onto site, so you're expecting to at least get the bomb planted in this round, and that's where FlipSid are going to be really struggling. However, they have sacrificed the kits for more utility in grenades, so they have plenty of smokes to stave off this push, but Dignitas do not respect this whatsoever. They're going to be charging right in. Blade with the Famasto, Bondic now with the spray down. He only gets himself a double, but now Kirby's moved to the sandwich. MSL is there, but Config wasn't really helping his teammate out, so it's kind of going in single file, and well, FlipSid with a pretty poor buy-up have made it work.
Config was 100% sure that Bondic was still holding out in that corner on top of porch, and that's all he was focused on. And in the end, it was Bondic who was underneath, slips out, kills him, and yeah, Config kind of tunnel visioned and not helping the team too much. Does go down. FlipSid will find their 3rd round. Now they've got their rifles utility and the kits as well. So strong round for them. No ops, but maybe that won't be a bad thing. We haven't really seen World Edit do anything too crazy with it thus far.
That's the thing, isn't it? You're expecting him to start teeing off at some point. But so far, so good for Dignitas. And yeah, that last round, Config was looking up to the balcony. He thought someone was there. I mean, there wasn't. But even if there was, he just wasn't helping his teammate out. And Markelov again for the 2nd time from short, just holds his finger down on the trigger, backs himself a double. Alleviates so much pressure in that couple of seconds. Plus the bomb was dropped out, and Kirby has to be very careful. He's going to have to expend his smoke into window just so we could reclaim that bomb. So a catalogue of errors for Dignitas, but they're still in this round.
Yeah, it's the 2nd time, just a little bit of confusion at mid. You know, someone shows themselves window, someone shows himself in the connector, and then Markelov's able to peek off a cat, line him up. He gets a double spray down, the 2nd one he's had. Even though it has, someone got killed by fire here in the connector. I think it was Blade or maybe Markelov that went down. And that was 3-on-3 for a bit, but World Edit finds Tensky trying to sneak through that smoke and connector, and FlipSid will take the man advantage as I try to mount a comeback a little bit past the halfway point of this 1st half.
I guess the worrying thing for FlipSid, though, is even if they did go perfect from here, they're still going to be trailing by at least 1 round going through into that 2nd half when the roles reversed. And for those of you asking in chat, Dignitas picked Mirage. Next map is Overpass. Randometer picked Inferno as the 3rd. Rubino has came back to make this a 2-on-2, but look at that HP from Dignitas. They're both so low, but Kirby lands the headshot. And doesn't even matter. That grenade has Kobe written all over it. Rubino's going to get wrecked from that one. Here comes Bondic midair. Lands a headshot onto Kirby and will get the trade-off and the round. But my goodness, FlipSid, letting that get way too close for comfort, Joey. You're expecting after that double spray down with the bomb dropped in mid, it should be a complete shutout for FlipSid. Anything but.
They'll take it at this point. Although it's never great when it gets that costly of a victory on the CT side. You can see money is likely going to be spread pretty thin amongst everyone trying to get all the utility, get those kits up as well. And they actually only Bondic and Blade going to go with a kit, and they'll keep both of them on A. That's a little weird. I think if you're going to have two kits, you'd maybe spread it up a little bit more. And no mid-control! MSL! He's all the way in connector. World edit. If that smoke was just a little bit earlier, he wouldn't have had a response even. Kirby's going to push on through. He hears that vent breaking. He knows that someone's gone up, and Kirby's going to pursue. Meanwhile, Shara over in jungle. And World edit there as well. Looks like he has been spotted through that smoke that's dissipating. The smokes can always be a bit chancy. Config will take down Shara. World edit's backed off to the other side of that vent room, playing in CT spawn along with Bondic, so there is no A-site control. And what a smoke! Tensky working around the edge of that one up on top of the balcony kills Bondic for free. He wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't even expecting that, and I have X-ray on. Tensky finds another.
Yeah, unexpected, man. And I've got to say, Dignitas, like the antithesis of Na'Vi and these very slow, methodical rounds, their T side has been explosive. Just this shock and awe approach, just rushing into A, rushing mid. As you said, no one had mid control from FlipSid. You simply don't expect someone with an AK to be in that position that early on in the round. The Dignitas, I don't think we've seen them with a single AWP as well, Joe. They've been just running it out with AKs.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
rifles.
Crazy surprising for Dignitas, right?
No, they're not a team that has, you know, a complete lockdown AWP that you're expecting to pick up all the time, like a World Edit is, for example. But it's very interesting to me how aggressive these guys are. It's very entertaining to watch.
I think you go back to round, what was it? Round 7, I guess round 8. Like, let's say FlipSid got 3 or 4 in a row, then Dignitas on max bonus might have been like, let's make an adjustment. MSL taking off on T side, see what you can do. But right now, never losing more than 2 at a time. Dignitas have a, if it's not broke, don't fix it approach, I think, to just buying AKs every single round. And they'll just put FlipSid in the blender one more time, as all they have is pistols, no armor. Markelov, though, does come away with a silenced frag onto MSL. Picks up an AK for it.
Yeah, it just feels a bit like a drop in the ocean right now, though, for FlipSid. Maybe they can save that AK going through into the next round. It doesn't look like Markelov's too interested in that. He just wants to go for frag. Get the double sprayed out. Nope. He did get 2 kills out of that, but Dignitas already with 10 rounds on the T side and moving through into the CT side is probably their strongest half, so this is worrying. 2 for 13 for Blade, 4 for 12 for Shara. I said before, I still feel the jury's out on him for me personally. And he's had a kind of lackluster performance. It's really just been Markelov that's been standing things up for his team. The only player in double digits with more kills than deaths.
Yeah, a lot of kills off of that catwalk this game for him. Bondic once again under. And oh, wow. Blade was there to take the first contact, but he just does a backflip off of that default box. Bondic trying to line him up, does come away with 1 frag, but he's run out of ammunition. He goes up. Cool guys don't reload. He picks up the AK, is able to get 1 more. Now it's just Config on 1/3 HP. Standing on Tetris. We'll dish a nade over, pulls out that Tech 9. That nade hits Shara pretty hard, but that'll end the half. Dignitas with 10. FlipSid get out 1 more round. That gets them up to 5.
Well, I think now on Mirage is that good enough? Win the pistol definitely could be. All of Dignitas' aggression, charging through the T side, is going to be somewhat mitigated on a map like Mirage. You can do it, of course. You can be aggressive on Mirage. It is definitely a map that is forgiving in that sense, but it's a lot more punishing as well if you start to lose those rounds. As we saw on FlipSid, your economy gets broken, and that's where things start to get really shady for you. So let's see if they can hold down the pistol. If they win the pistol, I mean, for me, that's pretty much it. It's lights out on Mirage. Will be moving to Overpass at Dig with 1-0. But if FlipSid can grind this out, then maybe they still got hope.
Well, if they're going to do that, then Blade and Shara need to be second half players. They got to combine 6 kills in 15 rounds.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Good point. They've got to step up. Simply put, you can't be 3v5.
Metuz could have got 6 kills in 15 rounds against Dignitas.
I'm not sure I'd go that far.
I think that seems pretty reasonable.
I think Dignitas would wreck me.
One of the CEVO admins aced Dignitas. on they were doing some Dignitas helped them test. I think it was at the major qual as whoa. Apparently, a CEVO cameraman has fallen asleep. Look out at middle. MSL's come away with another 2. He's been the pistol god. He got 3 kills on the first pistol round at the very, very start of this map. Picking up another 2 here, all but securing the round. There's Bondic trying to have some stake. And he'll find 2 with the Tech 9, possibly a 3rd. They're starting to go 1 by 1. And, okay, Kirby will move in and end that madness.
Well, we were like, can FlipSid do it? Can they grind? Nope, they just got wrecked again. So for me, that's Dig pretty much at the finish line. What's that buy-up going to be looking like? On the T side, they actually only had 1 SMG, the rest of them assault rifles, so I'd expect something similar here. Config 3.4k, and he's going to go for the SMG. It makes a lot of sense. You could force up a FAMAS there, but you're going to have a lack utility, and honestly, the SMG is just so much better at farming up players, and you can play more stationary, more turret-like on the CT side as opposed to the T side. We're looking for those entries. MSL does get caught, does negligible damage with that. Nathan gets his head taken off his shoulders from Shar. Maybe this is his resurgence now. He can put down to 11 though.
They've done considerable damage to Tensky, who's up there on the catwalk. Kirby's going to peek through the window. And FlipSid, very aware, figuring out where all these peaks are going to be coming from. And they might have stolen themselves around unless Rubino with the P90 can stand tall and find a lot of frags. Look at Config biding his time, not shooting at the first target, and then completely whiffing out on the next one. It's all on Rubino now. Just hold mouse 1 and pray. Blade was low, but he hits the 1 dig through connector. And FlipSid, all right, back it up, Vince. We were saying they could grind it out, and here they go. Winning there technically better than winning the pistol round.
Yeah, it actually is, because you hard reset Dignitas. You can see their economy now. Because they would likely be in a double eco anyway, they're going to go for the force buy and just bite the bullet. A lot of teams will do this. But this does, however, give FlipSid a real glimmer of hope to get back into this. However, we've got Kirby and Config and MSL all on Deagles. They're all absolute monsters with this weapon. But Shara, with a cheeky triple tap, running drive-by UMP headshot onto MSL. So one of those Deagles has been put down. Tensky can easily reclaim this, though, for himself when he moves into window.
Is that a Caparas, a tap, tap, tap from Shara right there? I think it might have been.
Happy little accidents, mate.
All right, Kirby with the Deagle will come away with the kill onto Blade, retreat back through the smoke, and hold the other side of it. Tensky dealing with smoke as well. He's up in that window room. Just waiting, and, well, he is holding an angle that will be exposed when the smoke dissipates. Connector 1 has just disappeared. World Edit has taken Rubino's Swag Lord and has worked himself into the ladder room. Shara's killed Kirby, and will World Edit check this? Yes, yes he will.
Ooh, Rubino.
Power of the CZ right there. If that gun had 30 bullets, it would be the best gun in the game.
It is almost like a mini SMG or assault rifle at close range. Rubino, though, now has the P90 and he's not going to be able to get it done. And Config, I was about to say, he's about to come head-to-head with Bondic, who's there with the MP7. So it doesn't matter necessarily on the T side in that kind of situation. Even if you scrape by and away and you lose a bunch of players, Dignitas can't retort. They can't retaliate with this kind of economy. They have to just say, okay, enough's enough. Let's save up. Let's buy up in round 20 instead. So now this is FlipSid's chance to get some farm up from the likes of World Edit, who has his Mac 10. And if he gets a couple kills with that, definitely expect him to trade it off for an AWP. He is that kind of player on both sides. He wants that AWP as much as possible.
Oh, smoke to go in the window room. World Edit's already going to take out Kirby as Dignitas is now on the full eco. Oh, Shara actually taken... Was that through the smoke or from connector? I couldn't quite tell where Shara took the damage from. Either way, he's alive. Rubino and Kirby are not. MSL trying to stab there from underpass in the midst of some confusion, but I think he was a little too slow with that idea, so he gets taken down. Blade finds a double, and it's both players hiding out here on this ace site. And okay, I was going to say, Config, if he doesn't peek, like maybe he can get a kill and stop a plant if it happens to go to A, but they'll both show themselves. And the bomb, of course, going over to B where it is safe. World Edit. And okay, he won't be able to do anything. It'll be Bondic and Shara to get those last 2 men on the A site.
And the good news for FlipSid as well, lost 0 plays in the round, and as I said, World Edit will be eyeing up that AWP as soon as possible, and he has traded the Mac 10 out for an AWP. His spawn isn't particularly fantastic. It's a decent enough spawn, though, for Palace or Ramp if he wants to go for a quick peek, and that definitely seems to be the case. Actually, one of his teammates partially blocking him there. And he's still going to get into position. Smoke lands, and that pretty much is the end of his early game peeking. Dignitas with a buy. 0 kits, though. but full M4s.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, if they can hold on, even if the bomb does go down and they're close to the site, I mean, with that new bomb timer, it sometimes doesn't even matter anymore. I felt that when we were at the major, there were only a handful of rounds that actually came down to a defuse that didn't have enough time. I don't know if you felt that way.
That's definitely a fair point.
But like, I legitimately remember one round where someone didn't defuse the bomb in time, and it blew up while they were on it.
It's very true. Did change the dynamic of the game quite a bit, but now looking at this, we'll let it finally has got himself one frag. This is the second one. That could be a crucial kill as well. It took us down to a 3-on-3. As it stands, though, Blade has to stand big from Tetris, and Kirby is there to shut him out. And now it's a P90 that's all that remains. There is an AK to his right-hand side, but Bondic may be worried in case one of the Dignitas have their aim trained onto the opening. We're going to play the long game here and hope the Dignitas start to rotate over to B. That's exactly what's happening right now. They're going to take 2 players. Actually, Kensky's going through connector as well. There's no way for Bondic to know this, but if he just gets the timing on his side, he definitely could pick this one up.
They've doubled back, though. They're covering it now. For a second, they realized, like, hey, all 3 of us are rotating to B. Maybe we don't do that. Although one player looking the wrong way now. It'll be Kirby, the one man he has to deal with. Now Tensky, his attention taken back. Time is not all that low, but Bondic's going to go in and get that money, get the bomb down. He knows that Tensky's coming over the stairs. See him pre-aiming that. I'm surprised Tensky's even still peeking this. A little bit of utility going to go out. Config coming over from jungle, and I guess the P90 not up for the task, shooting through the box. The M4A4, however, will get it done.
Yeah, kind of feel a bit sorry for Bondic. He wanted to keep onto the P90 so he didn't drop his weapon and give away his position on the approach to A. But you really saw that the P90 is far weaker compared to its assault rifle counterparts from the back of boxes. If he has the AK or the M4, he could have tapped across
he probably would have got that
the staircase and got a headshot, and then you're looking at a 1v1 instead. But swings and roundabouts, flip side, well, at least get that bomb planted, get themselves a bit more funds, but Dignitas finally starting to stabilize. And MSL will be picking himself up. The opening has a decent enough spawn for window.
Yeah, that's exactly where he will go, too. And it's going to kind of just go in the middle. He sees that Molotov has come out, and now a smoke goes down, so that'll... hitting the jump! Nicely done, taking that up to the catwalk, telling who else was there. That was Tensky to go back and just cover B. Or actually not quite yet, they'll both be doubling it up. So kind of a presence of 3 in the middle, as you also have Kirby over in the connector. He might be in charge of watching underpass, which is where we see Markelov out right now, trying to creep on through with his AK, but a little non-committal there. He actually starts backing off. And World Edit to find the opener, taking Rubino out of CT spawn. MSL off the catwalk, though, brings down Shara, who had a nade in hand, I do believe, at the top of the mid-boxes, so it remains 4-on-4, about a minute to go. Markelov, he spots a man above him, and MSL moving all over this place. Getting his op game on point. Getting another one. Bondic up in Palace. World Edit jumping over the stairs. It's all ops all day. No other frag. There it is. Finally, the M4 gets involved. But what a show there from World Edit and MSL.
Out of the 8 kills, 7 of them were all
That was so sick.
Oh my goodness. And that's the first time we've seen an AWP in the hands of MSL or indeed Dignitas. And it just exploded. Now, flip side, we'll be on a force buy. And it's going to be a really poor one. Bondic has himself the AK. Okay, they're just going to have the one AK just to stabilize the economy somewhat. Fair enough. You got a bit of round loss coming in.
MSL lost the magic.
We sing the praises of player, and then next round the derp.
They're like, what? What is opping? I got it. That was one of the coolest rounds of Counter-Strike I think I've ever commentated.
Yeah, it was the proper aggressive AWPing as well. It wasn't just like both sitting back at a site and waiting. Like they were playing aggressive. SL's movement in mid was really entertaining to watch. Jumped out onto short through the smoke. Very cool.
That'll be a Molotov to push Bondic back a little bit. I don't know if he was spotted or if it's just a timing thing there for Kirby. Throws that Molotov up into Palace, and we'll look over at mid for the time being. World Edit with his Deagle here at A ramp. Spots Rubino. Sitting way up top on ticket. MSL looking down A ramp finds Shara. Flipside have lost 2 members now. And Tensky at the top of mid will take down a 3rd.
Yep, so the aforementioned AK, the only assault rifle purchase that came in at the start of this round is still here. So Bondic is going to be bodyguarding across with Blade. 2-man death squad, see if they can get any action through onto the B side. Definitely at the 2 sites, it is the one that they could have the most success on. However, the plan has been spotted now, so you're going to watch for Dignitas to wrap themselves around. Double stacking mid. Oh my goodness, this should be an absolute slaughter. They're going to be walking through into a double crossfire setup. Bondic with 7 HP. Not long for this world, and Dignitas, another flawless round for them, 6-round lead. But here we go. This is FlipSide's last chance. And last solid buy. If they lose this, then it's going to be the first map going to Dig.
Yeah, it should be an easy closeout. They won't even have max bonus. It'll just be 4-round loss bonus. If FlipSide plant the bomb, win or lose, they will actually be still somewhat competitive going into round 24. Time will tell. MSL still with that op. World Edit back with his, perhaps another flashy op showdown as World Edit's going to peek into a smoke, take a nade, and immediately get out of there. Down to 43 HP now.
A decent trade at the start, though. Dignitas still with plenty of utility, including 4 incendiary grenades. It's going to be a rough ask. And look at how aggressive this push through the B-Apps came in for Dig. They're going to have 3 players up here. Oh, MSL doesn't pull the trigger. He did spot a couple players there.
That's the problem, though. He saw 2 people, and
yeah,
that always messes with your brain.
Absolutely, yeah. You're not sure which player to stick on and shoot at. That is going to cost him, but I feel like they wouldn't expect Config to already be in such a forward position there. Typically, you're not going to go for that double B-Apps push. But FlipSide, credit to them. They get the opening pick, and then they decide to filter out through mid instead. So they're not playing all their cards down on the B-Apps side. You realize how much is on the line here. Marklov's can push in. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You don't expect a double play there. He just wasn't looking to his right-hand side. Normally, you'd see a player checking that. So, very nicely done from Dignitas, and FlipSide just caught their pants down.
Another flash is going to go in. Config full blinded 2 times in a row, but there was no one else there to capitalize on it. And then he throws the Molotov for response to the first flash, extinguishes it with his own smoke for the second one. Here's World Edit, giving FlipSide a chance. He gets a headshot onto Rubino. Bondic just missing a player. That was Tensky down there. Oh, Galil fighting, and yeah, I thought for a second that was going to be easy kill for Bondic. Then I realized he had a Galil. Kirby finds 2, and Tensky with his second kill of the round as well. So the 3 people on A will be able to hold it down.
Yep, so FlipSide now, I'm going to have to try and salvage 7 map points with a, well, I think to say poor buy up here would be an understatement, but they at least do manage to grind out 4 assault rifles. I almost feel like maybe a Tech 9 or a Deagle with some utility may be the order of play instead for FlipSide, as they haven't really had a lot of frags when it comes to the straight-up trades. But hell, I mean, even if they do go for a bit of extra utility, will it really make that much difference? That's probably what's in the back of their mind. But only 2 smokes and a molly and a flashbang in their disposal. And playing this one very slow and steady up mid. They're going to be hoping for these one-taps to come in from the likes of Bondic here.
Yeah, they've got Blade and Underpass, 2 at the top of mid. Markelov was at the top of mid. He backed off to pick up the bomb. And is that going to come back middle or maybe go... No, it's not going to group up with Bondic. That's the one player on the A side of the map up in Palace. And it looks like it will just be a multi-pronged A attack, right? You'd expect Blade to work his way up and those guys to come down middle and then hit A from 2 sides. Smoke goes into the window. Molotov's a little bit too late, so Blade has already got himself into the connector. A beautiful flash going to go in, but Kirby not only blinds Blade, full blinds himself, still is able to get in there, get the kill. And now standing tall, getting 2 more. World Edit gets in there with the trade, but it might be a little too late. He's got 2 kills so far with his Galil, now fighting long range. They'll double peek him. And that'll be 16-8. Dignitas winning here on their map pick of Mirage, the first map in this best of 3.
Yeah, nothing really too surprising about that result. And now we go over to Overpass, which... a map where you would say it should be a lot more even. I feel like this is FlipSide's chance. We discussed this at the very start as well, Joey. For me, FlipSide, their only real hope in this best of 3 is to win Overpass.
Yes.
But off that performance, when 2 players simply didn't show up at all, Shara and Blade, I do worry a bit for Overpass for them as well. And you can see there the stats have came up. Here be 26 and 12, 3 case, 2 clutches, absolute beast.
Yeah, he crushed it. Only person with 100 ADR, and he was actually well above it. 112.3 ADR. He got the first kill 4 times, so tied with the most entries. World Edit and Markelov, I guess, honorable mention. They each got... That's actually crazy, considering how many first kills FlipSide got. 11 in total, but only came away with 8 rounds, so they were dropping man advantage situations somewhat often there on Mirage. Map 2 is Inferno, as you said. You guys are watching the CEVO GFINITY Season 9 Pro League. I'm Helium. With me is Metuz. You can find us on Twitter at HeliumBrella and at MetuzTV. Also follow up the channel here. That's twitch.tv/playcevo. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, map 2 Overpass. If Dignitas win it, they go to London. Stay tuned.